So today I'm down in Magalluf and I'm standing in front of Magaluf rocks, and that's really what we've come down to see. Does Magaluf really rock at the moment? I've just walked up part of the strip and much of it actually is closed, but it's Sunday morning, it's the 3rd of October, and perhaps that's what we'd expect on a Sunday morning. Everyone's managed to get home and the party from last night's over. Some of the rules have changed and some are about to change, so we'll see what effect that has on Magaluf over the next week or so. So I'm going to take a walk down the strip and then I'll go down onto the beach and have a walk around. I've got to go to Leo's bar, I've got to be there in 50 minutes, so it might be a little bit of a sprint in parts. So let's get going. Just going past a bar here called the Dirty Dog. Well, it used to be the Tartar Arms, owned by a very good friend of mine who's happily retired, and I can still see there, look, there's his bin. It still says the Tartan Arms on it. Normally by this time the street cleaners have been down and everywhere's tidied up. It's 10 past 11 in the morning and, well, a lot of litter around, but it's not what I would consider to be clean. No shops open on this side. Further down there was one or two bars and places already open, so people are getting open. The rules that have changed for as far as the bars are concerned is that they can stay open a lot later, till 4 o'clock in the morning, which is really what Magaluf's about, I suppose. I'm usually tucked in bed well before that. But we've seen lots of signs like this: Servende, for rent, or we'll see some, Servende's for sale. We'll see some rental signs as well as we go down, perhaps. So a lot of the businesses are not open. This one not open. I'm just going to make our way down towards the sea now. Morning.
Morning.
So these are the places that obviously are open because the tables and chairs are out. They might not be open at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the morning, but they're obviously going to open later on. So that's a good sign. But as we go a little bit further down, we see things like Alex's Lounge here, which is permanently shuttered up. And the mini market on this side, all closed up and shut up. So how much of Magaluf is actually open? It's a bit of a dull day today. Friday was a total washout. Friday just poured with rain, and Saturday yesterday was quite a beautiful day. It was a little bit windy, it was a bit breezy yesterday. I'm just going past Robinson Crusoes, and this is really good to see. Loads of people there in Robinson Crusoes having their early drinks, just coming down to the beach. Actually, it's looking quite lively down here. Quite a lot of people already on the beach. It's a Sunday, so being a Sunday you get a lot of locals who come out as well. This is, I don't know, it used to be called Palm Beach. I don't know if it's still called Palm Beach. It's had a big facelift during the lockdown and now starting to look good. It's just opening up for the day. Lots of people playing sports over here. Some parachute over there. And ball players. Always popular, particularly on the beaches in Palmanova. I've just driven through Palmanova. Palmanova was really quite busy, lots of people out walking already, and lots of the places, most places were open, so it was really quite busy. The beach was beginning to look busy. One of the things that has happened during the lockdown is that the gyms were closed for a long time, and and then the number of people that could go are limited, so lots of restrictions. But the enterprising people who run these businesses took them down to the beach, so people can exercise, do yoga classes, generally exercise quite well. This is Blackbeard's. It looks closed there, but it isn't. It's open, or will be open later on. They're just preparing the tables. And that's been open quite a lot as well. So nice to see that lots and lots of things here in Magalluf are open. There's a green flag out today suggesting that it's safe to go swimming, and it is windy, but the wind is on shore, so anybody that gets into trouble is likely to get blown back to the beach rather than out to sea, so that makes it a little bit safer. Newspaper this morning, it's saying that by the end of this month, by the end of October, like 70% of the hotels will close. They haven't already closed, so, and that's, I don't know how normal that is. It's pretty normal at the end of October, particularly in places like Magaluf. Most of the hotels are closed. Earlier in the month, it was suggesting that many of the hotels here in Magalluf would actually close at the end of September. I'm not sure how true that is and whether they've actually closed. Maybe we'll get a bit of an indication today. I'm just going past the Wave House, and it's an indication that the Wave House, at least this part of it, is closed. It's what they tend to do. They cover everything with plastic, try and protect it from the elements, to protect it from the rain, to protect it from the salty air, really. So we had our gota fria on Friday. The temperature went down significantly for the day. And then Saturday it all brightened up, the wind came up, and the temperatures went up a little bit, but they didn't go up quite as high as they had been. So this gota fria is a cold drop, which they're now referring to as dana, has made a little bit of a change in the weather. So instead of being really hot and intense and humid, we've had a little bit of a break. The temperature's dropped. Hopefully the humidity will go with that. Again, that remains to be seen the next few days. The weather is still unsettled, so we've got some clouds out today, but the sun's shining here on Magalluf Beach. So we've just been past a couple of places. This is closed. Dakiri Palace closed. We're going to close the beach. So I drove through Promenade, noticed some mega yachts. There's 1-2 big yachts here, but they were really big in Palmanova today. I didn't stop to film them, but it always fascinates me wondering who's on board those yachts. And quite often it's not the owner, it's somebody who's actually rented the yacht for a week's holiday. I hope they took the seasick pills this week, because it's been a little bit windy and a little bit choppy. Happy house, open busy, lots of people waiting to go in. Tom Brown's, really good to see Tom Brown's open. And looking keeping busy. People out for breakfast. A bit too early for lunch, but definitely for breakfast. I'll just go a little bit further. I'm a little bit solo today. Anita is not with me. I guess you noticed that. She's in England. She went on Wednesday. No troubles getting through the airport. Going to England, she had to have the antigen test before she left. And that's one of the rules that's just about to change. You're not going to need that test soon, which means it'll be a little bit easier and a little bit cheaper in order to get to the UK, or get to England. I'm constantly being reminded that Wales, Scotland and Northern Ireland have different rules and different regulations, so I have to be really careful when we talk about the rules going back to the UK, because they don't coincide necessarily with each other. When Anita was flying to England, she flew into Bristol Airport. She took her antigen test, and before that we booked a day 2 test. She's been double vaccinated, and because she's double vaccinated she only needed a day 2 test, which we did with a company called Eurofins this time. We've done Randox in the past, but she was going to Yeovil, and just around the corner from where my daughter lives in Yeovil there's a Asda car park where Eurofins have set themselves up, and you can just walk in, have your test and go home. So that's exactly what she did. We got the booking number, which is the all-important bit as far as the passenger locator form is concerned. You need a booking number. So she got the booking number, and on day 1, so not the first day but the day after, she went for the test, and everything went smoothly. They gave her the swab, stuck it up her nose or whatever, and she got the results, all negative, day or 2 later. So Anita's settled now for the next month in England, keeping daughter and a family company while they await our number 7 grandchild. It's far end of Magalluf now, piano bar over there. People often ask about. There's already people sitting outside there, and hotel there never opened, and bar's not open yet. Don't expect the bars to be open usually at 11 o'clock in the morning. Some of them are, but they'll be opening a little bit later, perhaps around lunchtime. We're just coming up to the Melia hotel, inside hotel, and it's been closed, but there's lots of things going on actually today and yesterday. I read in the newspaper at the hotel, just to get people in. It's all about literature, and so here we can see there's some books, and I think they're doing some book signings by the look of things. There's a bit of entertainment for the children. I'll just keep out of my way. It's good to see this thing's going on. It's in Spanish, so it's out to attract local people. And a little area here for them to read some more books, or just tales, sit on the floor. A little mobile library there for them. And this is a set of events that have been going on all weekend. Under normal circumstances, Mallorca's really good at putting events on. It's the Melia swimming pool up at the top there, full of water. They've been offering some really good deals at this hotel. I don't know if it's just for locals, but it's been advertised on Facebook. Some something like 65 euros a night, which seemed a really good deal to me. Just a look across the road at the bars. So if the reports earlier on in the month were true, then I guess some of the hotels in and around Magalluf may well have already closed, and they will have consolidated. So the ones that are part of big groups like the Melia, the Ballad, they'll keep one hotel open and mothball the others for the winter, which is a normal process here in Mallorca. They mothball the hotels for the winter time. McDonald's closed, and that would go on through normally to around Easter. So the big plan at the moment, or the big hope at the moment, is that Easter next year will be like the big opening, and if you can believe the reports, already lots of bookings for next year. And certainly listening to people who've sent me messages, they've said that they've cancelled their holiday for this year, 2021, and well, not cancelled it completely, but postponed it to 2022. So a lot riding on 2022, and we're all hoping that we don't have any hiccups along the way, and that we get over this mad state of affairs that we're in at the moment. As far as COVID is concerned here in Mallorca, the numbers have gone down and down and down, and things are looking so much better. There was one slight hiccup during this week, and for me it's probably the most important statistic of all of them, and that's the R number. And the R number just tells you whether the numbers are going to go up or the numbers are going to go down. And if R is 1, they stay steady and constant. If it's less than 1, then all the other numbers should eventually go down. They might not go down immediately, but eventually they will go down, because R number of 1 means you're going to get less cases every day, every week, every month. Well, for at least 2 days this week, the R number in Baleares was above 1. It was not very much above 1. It was like 1.0 something, so tiny, and it may not be significant, but it was above 1, and I certainly hope to see that go down. And schools are back now, and one might expect the numbers to go up because we're getting a lot of children all huddled together. But a large percentage of the adolescents, the 12 plus, are actually vaccinated, and fully vaccinated. So that hopefully will help the situation. Just coming up to BCM, and one of the big rule changes is that from the 8th of October, clubs can open, but I don't think you should be expecting too much, because they still have to follow certain rules, such as you have to wear a mask all the time that you're in there. If you want to drink, you have to sit down, and so I'm not really sure how that can actually work. And so I'm guessing that most clubs will not take the opportunity of opening. It's going to cost them a lot of money to open up. They're going to have to employ staff. They're going to have to stock the bars, and we're so close to the end of the season with hotels closing, so that here in Magalluf, it's just, if I was a businessman, I wouldn't be opening. we'll see. They might see opportunities that I don't see. But it's got to be a good sign that by 2022 things will be easy. The other restriction for clubs as well, if you want to go to a club, you've got to have your vaccine certificate. You've got to be double jabbed at least 14 days before you go into the club, which, well, for most people, I would have thought that was true. Everyone's really had the opportunity to be vaccinated, and there will be some people, of course, who are unable to be vaccinated or simply don't want to be vaccinated. Not sure what happens to you if you want to go to a club. Might be a little bit difficult. Gift shops, some of them are open, some of them not. The Sol Kathmandu Hotel is still open, so that's one for sure. We've seen the inside Melia Hotel open, so maybe a little bit of scaremongering when they were saying that the hotels in Magalluf were going to close, and many of them still open. I didn't go up to the very top end of Magalluf, so I don't know what the situation is there. We're just coming up to one of the COVID centres where you can get yourself tested. €30 for an antigen test, but I believe after tomorrow, after the 4th of October, you don't need it anymore. So, unfortunately, if you're travelling today or tomorrow, you're going to have that antigen test, but I'm going later on in the month, so hopefully I don't need that. It looks as though I'm still going to need the PCR test on my day 2 when I go back to the UK. That rule hasn't changed, even though they said it was going to. They did suggest that they were going to change it to the cheaper lateral flow or antigen test. They didn't do that though, and they seem to have backtracked on that proposal. So, about a year ago, people were asking me about the White Horse. Well, it's still got the for sale sign on. Nobody ever bothered opening it up. Chinese next door has been open though, and they do takeaways, so that sort of trade they may have done. And across the road here. Thing that did go through the roof this summer with car hire. Prices seem to skyrocket. I don't know if they've leveled out, but car rental companies seem to want to get their money back, and they were trying to charge extortionate fees. Across the road there with another view of the Sol Kathmandu Hotel, known to me as the Magaluf Park Hotel. I used to go there many years ago. And right next to that is the upside down house of Kathmandu. And on this side we've got some of the bars and restaurants are already open, getting ready for the day. Well, I seem to have done my lap of Magalluf in record time. I don't know if that's because Anita's not with me. Quite often we get stopped and start chatting to some people, but I'm deaf, so if somebody said anything I probably didn't hear them anyway. Mick and Sinead, that's Mick the fiddler. around in. I'm just coming up to Leo's pub, so I can feel a coffee coming on. Oh, and tonight they've got Leapy Lee, a good friend of ours. Well, just had a lovely drink in Leo's pub, as always. Very friendly staff there, and really nice to see them again. And something special, very special for today. I met Brian, who's from Aberdeen, and he came down and brought me some Scottish butteries. So that's something for me to try later on today. Looking forward to those. He also brought me some photographs, so really nice to see those. So thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, give us a thumbs up, and if you've got any questions or comments, then just leave them in the comments below on the YouTube channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. So here's just a little postscript to the video from Magalluf. And a big thank you to Brian. Really nice to meet you, and I'm going to really enjoy these 4 Scottish butteries. I don't know if I'll eat all 4 for my lunch today. I might save a couple for later. But looking forward to those now. So thank you very much, Brian, and look forward to seeing you again sometime.